This is the first bottle that I had, and it's violet over deep magenta. It was the one in Pamela's paintings that connected through to the death and dying thing. But it was my favourite bottle, it was the one that I chose. And when you look at the bottles, these bottles are the basis of the system. You'll usually find you're drawn to one or the other. A bit like the flower cards, you'll be drawn to one flower or another. But the colours will attract you, and deep within, we all have a knowing of what we need. And we're drawn to the colours that we need. So you'll find that if you're in a different situation, you would choose different colours, because the colours help, different colours help with different situations or different emotions or different energy. So this one, I didn't know why I liked it. The lady that showed me looked at it and told me all about past lives, which I didn't actually have any recall of myself. But and what she did was shake it. So all I did was shake it. I didn't know that you're supposed to apply it. You put the oil on your body, and it's absorbed through the skin and taken through the lymph and blood and goes around, and it works on a cellular level and attuning your energy on a cellular level. But I didn't know that the first bottle I had, and I just shook it. And what happened was a big thick black tar-like substance formed in the middle between the top and the bottom. The top is the consciousness, the bottom is the subconscious. And I had this big black line there, but I didn't know what it meant. I just looked at it and thought, oh no. And when I shook the bottle, it went like mud pools at Rotorua. The two colours wouldn't merge. It just went plop, plop with this black stuff. So anyway, I eventually went, 3 months later, I went to a class, and I took my bottle that had turned rather ooky along and said, what's happened to my bottle? And my birth said to me, well, Catherine, are you applying your bottle? And I went, no, I didn't know how to apply it. And so I started putting it on. And after a week, the black tar sort of stuff turned to a white cloud, and I had a white cloud floating between the top and the bottom. And then I kept putting it on, and what happened next? The next thing that happened was the white cloud went away, but all this awful ooky seaweed kind of grew from the bottom to the top, and it's like the subconscious coming up into the conscious, but it looked like seaweed, and it didn't look very good. But I thought, well, I've got to keep putting it on. That's what Mike told me to do. So I kept putting it on, and then the seaweed went away after a bit longer. And what happened was the violet at the top turned to a very, very pale lilac colour. And there was hardly anything left in the bottle by then, and I thought, oh, well, that feels like it's enough. But I couldn't have told you what it did until 6 weeks later. And what happened to me was that I had organised someone to come and teach about the colour to a group of Touch for Health people that I was teaching, and who really wanted to learn the colour because I was so excited by it. And the night before the class, this woman rang up and said, I can't come, my father-in-law has just passed away and I can't come. So I had 17 people coming, and I couldn't get hold of them all because they were coming from around New Zealand, and some of them had already left home. And so 7 people, I got hold of some and said, please don't come, we're cancelling the class. 7 people turned up the next day, and I said, look, I'm really sorry, the class is cancelled. And they said, well, we're here now, you teach us. And I went, oh. And so I said, well, I'll share with you what I know. And so I taught the class for the weekend. And then I organised to have another class a month later with the other people that couldn't come. And the same thing happened. Just a day or so before, this woman cancelled again. Said, I can't come. And I thought, well, I've taught it once, perhaps I can teach it again. It happened 3 times before I actually got the picture that maybe I meant to be teaching this stuff.